Hey guys, welcome to my Life Plan Tips channel, a personal financial channel where we talk about managing your money, which we talk about budgeting, savings, increasing your income in order to retire young. When we talk about financial emergency, what do we mean by financial emergency? We mean that emergencies that arises in such a situation, including disasters, including sicknesses, including diseases, including all the emergencies that you know. So, what do you do when such a situation arises? Well, an emergency savings fund is the best thing that can happen to anybody. When you have an emergency savings fund, you will be able to cushion out any disaster that will come on you. An emergency savings account is a savings account whereby the money for the unexpected occurrences is kept. Well, it is a fund not meant for your school fees, it's not meant for your mortgage, it's not meant for any project that is targeted. It's meant for emergency, just as the name is stated. Some examples of such emergencies include a health challenge, whereby suddenly somebody gets sick and he gets admitted into the hospital, or you have a sudden surgery that you need to do and then you need hospitalization. A job loss, yes, we know that job loss is to occur, and when a job loss happens, what happens? Well, the finances of such a family goes down, and then, well, that is not the end, because you will need to eat, you will need to transport yourself, you might even need to pay your children's school fees at that particular time. So what do? To guide against dipping your hands into your retirement fund, we need an emergency savings fund. We can even have a disaster like a major car repairs. Somebody like me, I bought 2 tires in October. By December, I discovered that the tires are already worn out. I mean, I was like, what happened? Brand new tires. And I discovered that the company that did the wheel alignment did not do a good job. So that affected the tires. We can also have house maintenance. Yes, you might have a leaking roof or a bath repairs that need a big chunk of money to be taken care of. So you need to have finances to cover such area. Another issue also is death. When death comes, it comes with so many confusions. People become confused, they won't know what to do. But if you have an emergency savings fund, it covers for such a time. Why do you need an financial emergency fund? We need a financial emergency fund to guide against running around looking for money when such an incident happens. Yes, when somebody is suddenly hospitalized and there's no money, the next thing is to start running up and down looking for where to get the fund from. Well, if you have your own emergency, there won't be need for you to be going up and down asking people, begging money from people. Secondly, the importance of having an emergency savings fund is to guide against the temptation to dip your hand into your retirement fund. Yes, we know that anytime you take money from your retirement fund, you get penalized. To guide against such, you need an emergency savings fund. Number 3, we know that insurance companies don't work so much in our nation. Especially developing countries, we are not used to insurance, but we are beginning to come up now. So in times that we don't have insurances, the best thing to do is to get an emergency savings fund, which serves as a backup for your insurance. How to prepare for financial emergency? Number 1 thing is to have an emergency savings fund. Have a 3 to 6 months fund. What do I mean by have 3 to 6 months fund? Have your 3 to 6 months living expenses, okay? kept somewhere in a savings account. It should be kept somewhere that you cannot easily, go and collect. Somewhere whereby the thought of going to start getting it will discourage you from going out. Yes. B, have an insurance cover. Yes, you can have insurance cover for your health, for your car, your house, your properties. Yes. Once you have that, it can serve as another cushion during such emergency. Number 3, keep all your documents in a safe place and easily and readily available. Yes, so that when such occurrences or incidents happen, you don't have to start running helter-skelter looking for where to get that document that is needed for such emergency. How to start an emergency fund? The first step in starting an emergency fund is to cut your expenses down. Yes. What do I mean by cut your expenses? That means that you will want to reduce your spending in a month so that you have savings. And the best way to do is to track all your incoming incomes, all your outgoing income. So means all your salaries, all your dividends, all your payments, as they come, keep a record of them. And as you are spending, also keep a record of the money you are spending. It's by keeping the record, then you will know that, this is how much I spent in a month. This is how much income comes to me in a month. Secondly, budget all your monies. Yes. How do you budget all your money? You budget all your money by writing down every money that you are going to spend. For example, you write down, this is how much my rent costs in a month. This is how much school fees I pay for my children. This is how much we spend on feeding. This is how much we spend on utilities. This is how much we spend on medical. By the time you have all the records of these expenses, at the end of the month, you calculate everything. And then you will notice that, I'm spending too much in this area. Then you begin to cut. Down. And when you cut them down, you will have some savings which you can push into your emergency savings. Step 2, automate all your savings. Yes, what do you mean by automate all your savings? That means that you put a direct debit to your account, to your checking account. Let's say you're going to be saving 10,000 or 20,000 towards your emergency savings, right? So you tell the bank to be deducting 20,000. That means that the money goes directly into your account without even hitting your account. Okay, when you do that, it reduces the stress of you going up and down or the temptation to touch. See? Yes. Then step 3, start a side hustles to be able to earn more so that you can increase your emergency savings rate. Yes. When you start a side hustle, you'll be able to earn extra income. You can start your side hustles on sites like Fiverr. Yes, whereby you can go and do some side hustles. If you're a graphic designer, you have a job there. If you're a web designer, you have a job there. If you're a content creator, yes, you get people that are looking for people that will write articles for them for their blogs. And when you do that, they pay you. The more earnings you get from that, you send into your emergency savings account. Yes. Okay. Then you will wonder how to save your money. Let's say your salary is 100,000 in a month. You are expected to have your 3 months living expenses. Let's assume that your living expenses in a month is 50,000. So your 3 months living expenses will be 150,000. So how long will it take you to save 150,000? Depends on you. You might decide to be saving 20,000. If you save 20,000 before the year ends, you will see that you have your 3 months or even your 6 months, yes, savings. Yes. Please subscribe to my channel, Life Plan Tips. Like and subscribe to my channel, Life Plan Tips. The fastest way to have an emergency fund is to join the cooperatives in your office. Yes. Almost all offices have what we call as cooperative society, whereby staff contribute money, and then when they have a need, they get from that. Some double that. Let's say you contributed up to 500,000. If you need 1 million, some offices will give you 1 million. So that's the fastest way that I know you can start your emergency savings. Secondly, you can start a thrift. A thrift or contribution, as we know in this part of the world, we call it contribution, whereby friends come together, they pay certain amount of money into a purse, and then at the end of the month, one person collect the following month, a second person tell. If you are 10 of you doing the contribution, 10 of you will do the contribution, and you collect. Yes, before you know it, you have your emergency savings fund. Okay, then save all your bonuses. Yes, we know that offices do pay increment to their staff, bonuses or allowances. Some pay in January, some halfway through the year they do pay. So all the bonuses that come, the best thing you can do for yourself and to start an emergency savings account is to put such bonuses into your emergency fund. Yes, that is about the fastest that you can do to start your emergency savings. And before you know it, when disasters, unexpected events, unplanned circumstances arise, you have enough money to cushion your emergency. I hope you got value from this video. Bye. See you in my next video. Thank you.